Mystery of Black Hollow Lane. Welcome back. Chapter 13, Thomas Allen. Excuse me. On Friday night, Emmy saw Jack and Lola sitting together in the common room. She hesitated, then went upstairs. She knew she should apologize to Lola. She also knew she wasn't ready to do it. She pulled out her phone and dialed her mom's number. "What a lovely surprise," her mom said. "But I can't talk long. I'm on my way to the airport." "Okay, I just had a question. Why did you send me to Wellsworth?" "Honey, we've been through this. I couldn't leave you alone while I was filming. And, why did you choose Wellsworth? Why not some other school in England or boarding school in the States?" "Oh," the phone was silent. "I used to know someone who went there and they really loved it." Emmy's heart started beating a little faster. "Who was it?" "Just someone I met when I lived in England. A friend." "How did you meet this person?" Her mom took a long time to answer. "In the university library. He was always there really late at night. Like I was, studying. We were both studying. I had to work during the day to cover my tuition costs, so I always did schoolwork at night." Emmy swallowed hard. She never heard that story before. "Did you know right away that you would be friends?" "Not right away. Sometimes it takes a while for a friendship to develop." "Do you ever miss that friend?" Something crinkled on the end of the line. "I'm sorry, Em. I have to go." "Wait, Mom, No, I can't talk. We're always at the airport. I'll talk to you later, my love." Emmy heard a beep and the phone went dead. She rubbed away a tear that was dribbling down her cheek. She'd never heard her mom talk that way about her dad, like a real person and not just an old relic to be forgotten. She took out her dad's box and stared at the medallions. Maybe there was some clue here she was missing, something that would lead her to her dad. But the more she stared, the more lonely she felt. She had no idea what to do next. She walked back downstairs to the common room and saw Natalie and Jaya walking out the door. "Hey, Emmy, wait up." Natalie and Jaya turned around. "Where are you guys going?" Emmy asked. "We're meeting at our lab partners to finish a chemistry report," Jaya said. "Maybe we can meet up later." "Sure." Emmy turned around and sighed. There weren't a lot of people in the common room that she knew that well other than Jack and Lola. Finally, she walked over to her table. She was still annoyed at Lola, but sitting with her and Jack was better than being alone in her room. She sat down and glanced at Lola, then quickly looked away. Jack sat in between them, drawing. Every once in a while, he would look at them and sigh loudly and shake his head. Emmy pursed her lips. Maybe if she could get talking, he would stop giving them irritating hints. She pointed at his drawing. "What's that?" "Cadell's band is having a concert in a few weeks, and they asked me to do a poster." Emmy peered closer. The poster was pretty incredible. Each band member was represented by a stylized silhouette that seemed to be dancing across the page. "How did you come up with that?" Jack shrugged. "I don't know. I've always liked doing stuff like this." That's really, really cool. Doesn't your dad do something like that too?" Jack didn't look up, but his pencil slowed and his back got stiff. "He's an art and antiques dealer. Music posters definitely aren't his thing." "But isn't he proud that his son is an artist?" Jack laughed. "Proud? More like humiliated. Artists don't make money. Art dealers do. They make money by ripping artists off. So he's pretty much mortified that his son may be an artist instead of a dealer." Emmy winced. She glanced across the room where Malcolm was sitting with a bunch of his friends. He and Jack, both part of Edmund House, and they barely even spoke. "Guess I'm not the only one with a messed up family." Lola glanced at her. "I guess sometimes it just doesn't feel like I have a family at all," Emmy said. Jack stopped drawing and looking at Emmy. "Of course you have a family." Emmy cocked her head. "I do?" Lola laughed and pointed at Jack, then at herself. "Duh, it's us." Emmy giggled. Then she felt something catch in her throat. It was true. They really had become her family. Swallowed hard, and she smiled again. Oh, goodness, she felt good. "Look," Lola said. "I know you're still mad about what I said, but..." "No, you were right. I know I must be crazy." "Not crazy," Lola said. "Just mildly obsessed." Emily laughed. "Yeah, maybe. I just wish I could find out something about him." Jack bit his lip. "Look, I know all of this is really important, but I saw the mark you got on the humanities quiz Barlow gave back today." Emmy felt her face get hot. She'd never gotten a grade that low before. It was just a quiz. I know, Jack said, but if you don't start getting to your schoolwork done, you might get kicked out. Emmy hunched back in her chair. It wasn't just humanities. Her grades had been slumping in all her classes. I just can't seem to concentrate with this hanging over my head. Nobody said anything. What was there to say? Emmy was stuck. Maybe she would have to give up on finding out anything about her dad. Lola banged her head on the table. Right then. Right, that's it then, right? Emmy said, if you can't focus until you learn more about your dad, we're just going to have to get the information you need. Emmy laughed. And how exactly are we going to do that? By breaking into the records in the school's office. Jack whipped around so fast his papers flew off the table. Are you out of your mind mad? We can't break into the office. Of course we can, Lola said. They keep records about students' families, their transcripts, all that stuff. Do you have any idea how many detentions we'd get for that? We'd never see the light of day, said Jack. Lola rolled her eyes. Only if we get caught, and I have no intention of getting caught. No one ever intends to get caught, Jack said. Do you think every bank robber who ends up in jail starts their days by saying, gee, I think I'm going to get caught today? Well, if they're stupid enough to rob banks, they may as well be trying to get caught. Jack looked at Emmy. Would you please tell her that this idea is completely insane? Emmy didn't say anything, and Jack's eyes went wide. You can't actually be considering this. Emmy tapped her foot against the table. It was insane. They could be expelled. Hadn't she just called them her family? And now she was thinking about doing something that could get them all separated forever? But she was already separated from her dad, as separated as two people could be. If there was information about him in the school office, it could be the bridge she'd always wanted, needed. Let's do it. This is completely mental, Jack said. Shh, Lola said. Are you trying to get us caught? Just shut it already. Emmy looked over the shoulder. No one seemed to have noticed them leaving Audrey House after curfew, but she didn't want to take any chances. Can we go a little faster, Jack whispered. I'm going to freeze out here. Stop being such a baby, Lola hissed. Emmy pulled the collar of her coat around her chin and walked a little faster. The outside lights were way too bright for a stealth mission. It'd be a miracle if they didn't get caught. Her teeth were chattering so loudly the headmaster could probably hear them from inside the house. They finally reached the main building and Lola eased open a door. Floodlights hissed and sputtered, filling the hallways with a hazy green light. Slowly, carefully, they crept through the corridors until they reached the office. Lola stuck a couple of hairpins inside the keyhole, and in a minute went by, then two. The door was still locked. Can't you just go any faster, Jack whispered. Not if you keep bothering me, Lola went. I've only done this a few times. Oh, move over. Jack grabbed the pins out of Lola's hand. Lola rolled her eyes. Yeah, right. Like you're going to be able to. Click. The door swung open. Jack looked up and flashed them a grin in the misty green light. How did you do that? Lola asked. Having shady older brothers isn't always a bad thing, he said. Malcolm and Vincent could break into the National Gallery if they've ever got the idea in their heads. The office was deserted. Emmy reached for the computers at the main desk, but Lola pulled her back. Somebody might see us there. Let's go to Mrs. Hughes' desk. It's around the corner. They crept to the very last desk, and Jack flicked on the computer. You know, I could have gotten the lock myself, Lola muttered. I almost had it, you know. You had those pins jammed in so far, I thought they might never come out. The sound of the computer whirred to life, drowned out Lola's suggestion of where Jack could put those pins. Emmy sat down and tapped her fingers on the desk. You're sure your mum's password will work on this computer? I've seen her use it in office computers before, Lola said. It'll work. Emmy typed it in and pressed her lips together. Icons popped onto the screen. Her heart started beating a little faster. Internet browser, newsletters, inbox. There, Jack pointed to a corner of the screen. Student records. Emmy opened it. There were hundreds of files inside, all labeled by year. I don't know how old he is, but apparently he and my mum were in college at the same time, which means he must have been here about 20 years ago. She clicked on the file and found hundreds of new ones. These ones were all labeled by name. Genevieve, Abrams, Rees, Algergon, Vivian, Beaumont. No Thomas Allen. She checked the next year, then the next, and then another. No Thomas Allen. Her shoulders slumped. He's not here. Try working backward, Lola suggested. Maybe 19 years ago. Emmy tried 19, then 18. Marilyn, Ackles, John, Addington, Thomas Allen. Her heart stopped. That's him! She steadied her hand and clicked on the file. Thomas Edward Allen, born in King's Lynn. Parents' names Edward and Emmeline Allen. Died in... Wait, that can't be right. What can't be? It says he died in... Lola held up her hand. Her eyes were as wide as saucers. Someone's coming. She pushed the power button on the computer, and they all dove under the desk. A few seconds later, the office door clicked open. Hello? A deep voice called out. Anyone there? Emmy held her breath. Thank goodness, Lola suggested a computer at the back of the room. Must have been hearing things, the man muttered. The door banged shut and the man's footsteps died away. Emmy looked at Lola. Was it safe to come out? Let's get out of here, Lola whispered. They tiptoed back into the hallway and Jack locked the door behind them. The entrance hall was dark and silent. It looked like the coast was clear. That was the way. That was way too close, Emmy whispered. It would have been fine if you two had kept your voices down, Jack hissed. Actually, I saw you on the security camera, said a deep voice from the end of the hall. It was Jonas. I think it's time we have a little chat. Ooh. On to chapter 14. Stay tuned.